Good morning, Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. Welcome to the Special Report Morning Edition. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'd like to thank KC Securities for being our title sponsor of Special Report, both the morning edition and the midday edition, that is at 1 p.m. each weekday. I am joined today by Dani Dupuis.
Hey everyone, how's it going out there?
She's out of the corner today and she's back up here on the desk.
I know, I'm here with my nice baby boomer over here, Chris.
Yeah,
I'm still going to make that comment from yesterday. Yes, I turn 18 tomorrow, everyone, just so you know. 18. 18's the year. How's it going today, Chris?
I'm good. It looks like we might have a somewhat okay weekend. It's going to be better than last weekend anyways, which is not saying much.
So Mike, do you mind, I'm yelling at my producer in the ear, to get that image up there so we can talk about what our beautiful weather is going to look like. So here we go. There are currently going to be a chance of showers in the afternoon, but it's just going to be light rain. So currently it feels like 12. We have about 88% of humidity, so anyone with frizzy hair, just be prepared. There is, like I said, there's going to be a chance of showers in the evenings. Tonight it's going to go down to about 18. Overnight it's going to be 10. So for all those campers out there, just make sure it is going to be a little bit of a cooler evening. We go into Saturday with a mix of sun and clouds. It's going to be a high of 22 with a low of 11. And then heading into Sunday, same thing. It's going to be 23 with a low of 12. So we are looking at a pretty decent weekend. So it's going to be, Chris, if you and your girlfriend decide to go hiking or drive up north, it's going to be great. Go check out those waterfalls. We got lots going on up north.
Yeah, at least it's not -1 like it was last Sunday.
Yeah, did your car ever tell you that it was -1?
Yes, so did my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My car actually warns me when it's like 4 degrees or below that ice is possible, which is not something you want to see.
Well, do you not remember?
The day before June 1st.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, do you not remember that image we had a few weeks ago when it said 6 a.m. winter, 12 o'clock spring?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you're not used to this weather, might I add you. So coming from Miami,
really.
it's a little bit of a surprise for you.
This is called February right now, the weather that we're having outside.
So what you got for us, Chris?
Speaking of that, we do have an interesting story.
Yes.
We have someone who decided to not show up for jail, and they have a very interesting name. What would that name be, Dani?
His name is Dieter Perry Chicken.
I'm sorry, did you say last name Chicken?
Yes, it's spelled here, Chicken, Chicken.
So the guy who didn't show up for court is actually literally chicken.
Yeah.
Wow.
And prairie, so like I don't know if he was like in the prairies, if he was doing something, but prairie chicken, like that's
Dieter Prairie Chicken. Wow.
It's tongue twister. That's a pretty interesting name.
It's also interesting what he didn't show up for.
Oh, I know. So what they actually found him kind of weaving in and out of driveways. He was kind of suspicious, so the police approached him about that. Found out later on that he was wanted, and because he didn't appear in court, he was then arrested at the area where he was found and accused for all these other different things. Turns out they ended up finding 9.9 grams of suspected crystal methamphetamines on him and an estimated, and let me see here, narcotics of almost $1,500. So he was charged for failing to attend in court and also charged on top of that for having narcotic possession. So he's scheduled to appear in court August 17th. So let's see if he chickens out of that again.
Yeah, well, maybe he's just smoking some pot and was having some memory issues on when he was supposed to show up.
Yeah, but might I add, in this little thing, it didn't look like he had pot on him.
Yeah,
that's
a little stronger stuff. Yeah, a little bit stronger stuff there.
But you know what? It's
definitely not personal use if he's got $1,500.
No, clearly not. He could have been selling for all we know. But honestly, I'm just so amazed as all these impaired driving charges coming in, all of these
mailbox theft.
Stolen credit card of $11.
Yeah,
Don't forget about that
the $11.89 that was the crime of the day.
Oh my
earlier in the week.
Here we
$11.89 stolen from a debit card. Wow. I mean, what's the police budget in this town? I mean, like for the amount of, like, seriously.
I can tell you what the police budget is.
Yes, let's hear.
So the forecast budget for 2020 is at an estimated $27 million. So might I add you, yesterday there was that press conference down at City Hall, or press statement. And what they're trying to do right now is allocate 10% of those funds towards mental health resources and making sure that, you know, if there is an issue with mental health, instead of a police officer going armed, you have their guns and everything, it's actually someone who's been trained to discuss and help individuals who suffer with mental illnesses. So like I said, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get 10% of that police budget over to those services. So in total, it's only $2.75 million, that 10%.
Yeah. So we spent $28 million to stop $11.89 worth of debit card thefts.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, that's
so,
exactly what we do. So what do you got for us, Chris?
Yeah, let's look at a little news now. Ontario, we got some numbers out for the other day. We had 356 new infections of COVID-19. Deaths jumped up to 45. But our overall daily cases, the average is back down to 365. A few weeks ago it was actually at 345, and then it popped up because we had 5 straight days of over 400. So now we're at least seeing a decline in the average case count over the past 7 days. That's what we need to see to start opening up and kind of moving to phase 2 of the province's plan to reopen.
So let me ask you before you continue with that.
Go for it.
With phase 2 going on, do you think because of all these protests going on that they're going to have to shut down again?
Yes.
I mean, come on. It was like COVID just stopped during all of this.
I've done a couple, particularly more in America than here. I did a couple stories this week on the protests that were going on. And there was one where there was a member of the press attacked, and about half the police officers weren't even wearing face masks or shields. They were just, it was their full face. Some of them had the riot shields on, which protects you. Others had the cloth mask on, and then there was like half of them had nothing on their face. Yeah. And here they are arresting people for violating curfews, which means you're touching the person.
And in New York State too.
This was in New York City.
And the curfews too, like no one's obeying them. No, there were still protesters out last night, and even nice to come with it.
It's hard to enforce a curfew if 50,000 people show up.
Yeah, that's true too.
First off, where do you put them when you arrest them? Because the system is not used to arresting 50,000 people on a single evening.
They don't even have enough people to transport that.
They don't have the facilities, they don't have the capabilities, they've got no way to actually, even if they were to arrest you, where are they going to put you?
Yeah.
And that becomes another problem. We can remember when there was those big protests in Toronto with the G7 summit, and they had people in cages that they had just put in every nook and cranny of Toronto they could find. Exactly. It's not what we do here in terms of how we treat people who have broken the law. You're innocent until proven guilty. However, in the States, I think you're going to see massive outbreaks of COVID-19 because of these huge gatherings. And just across the pond here, we've got Michigan, who has now lifted even their social distancing orders.
And they had one of the highest case counts too.
Yes, Detroit is one of the top 5 cities right now for COVID-19 cases and deaths. And they're opening up. But we'll be right back after the break with more information. Stay tuned.
The Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Hello and welcome back. Again, we just want to say thank you to KC Security for sponsoring the show, and hello Dan, because we know you're watching, you always are. We also would like to say good morning. Don't mind my phone, or having some problems over here. I'd like to say good morning to Chris, good morning. Viano, good morning, and Nick. And then we also had Emily Lentinen joining in. Hi Emily, I miss you, and I hope you're making fantastic pula bread. So Chris, you have a video that you'd like to show with us today?
Yeah, so continuing on with my interview with Lisa Vezeau-Allen, this is part 3, the last and final part, and she is the Ward 2 counselor here in Sault Ste. Marie, and we're going to go to that video now for you. How can
Yeah.
I mean, it's very difficult right now for people to travel around Canada and to come here and spend their tourist dollars. But as we do start to reopen, how do you see, how can we get that tourism industry to bounce back where people will want to, travel a fair distance to get here? I mean, it's, we're 3 hours from Sudbury, Thunder Bay is like 6-7 hours away. Then there's basically one way to get here, or you fly in and there's no flights right now. How do you see tourism being part of our economic recovery?
I think we have a lot to offer in terms of tourism, and that is a big component that was part of Tom's report at the May 25th Council. So certainly, please take a look at it. And I think we're going to see people driving. No one wants to go through the airport or get on planes right now. It's not going to be as people say, as enjoyable as it used to be. A lot of protocols in place. So just for what we have to offer in terms of space, Lake Superior, Lake Huron, the North Shore, going west along Lake Superior shoreline, and just the trail systems and all of that, I think we definitely have an advantage. People will drive. So I think you're going to see sort of that, people in Ontario are going to stay within Ontario for summer vacations. And, that's just going to happen. It's interesting. My youngest lad is part of a travel baseball team, actually based out of Sudbury. And we had a few U.S. tournaments. Those are all canceled, and we really don't know what the baseball season's even going to look like. So, only stay within Ontario. So that will then help promote other communities.
And that was part of my interview with Lisa Vezeau-Allen, the Ward 2 Councillor here in Sault Ste. Marie. You can catch the last part of that video tonight at 7 p.m. You can also catch the other 2 parts the last 2 days, both on Facebook video and on YouTube.
Really nice interview, Chris, and it is going to be very interesting to see what happens with our softball season, baseball season, soccer season. I mean, I know a lot of individuals who look forward to those. I mean, most of the times they're just beer leagues, but for the kids, what are they going to start doing? It's just, you know what, the summer is going to be on pause, and what we can only suggest for people is just go out, enjoy nature, stay social distancing,
do the things you can do.
Yeah, and we know right now, and we know that there are no confirmed cases in the Sioux. So we do know that.
Fingers crossed.
Well, yes, fingers crossed, and we're going to keep continuing that. But we do want to kind of move focus over to something else that happened the other day. So we do want to make notice PK Subban, defense player over at New Jersey Devils, he donated $50,000 to the GoFundMe page for George Floyd, and then the NHL actually matched that donation. So honestly, really, really great what they're doing.
Wow,
there's a lot.
100,000.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I guess the goal for the GoFundMe page is $1 million, and they're at 800,000. So it's getting up there, and it's really nice to see all of the celebrities supporting. There were a few individuals who were protesting, and
Halsey was shot at with rubber bullets and tear gas.
We had Logan Paul, a YouTube star. He was out protesting the other day. I mean, there's also some individuals who are getting backlash for protesting. Emma Watson, she just posted the other day on Tuesday for the Blackout Tuesday, and then put actually a white border around the black image, so she was getting slammed for that. I mean, people are trying to voice their opinions, but there's only a certain way of going about it, so who knows what's going to happen. We also do want to say that we have lots going on following next week, so stay tuned for that, because we have so many interviews coming up. I have an interview with local artists. They're putting together little Insta choirs, and as well as Facebook Live concerts, so stay tuned for that. And what about you, Chris? You got anything big going on next week?
I'm arranging it right now, but I'm going to be actually interviewing the Stockton mayor in California.
Oh, wow.
And he and I are going to be chatting about a couple different things, but one is they have a basic income pilot program going on there right now. So we're going to talk about how that is going on inside of the U.S., because that is basic income is money that you're given every month by the government to help pay your basic expenses. Yeah. So we'll see how Stockton's been doing against the rest of California.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back at 1 p.m. with a special report. I'm back here at 7 p.m. with the Chris Oldcorn Show, and check us out for local news all day. Have a good morning.